Hi everyone, it's Marla here to do a little Astrocast energy update. Today is March 29th, 2019, and yesterday Mercury went direct. Woohoo, right? Everyone's always happy to hear about Mercury going direct. And while I think you're safe to go ahead and make your plans and sign your contracts, I'm here to say that this energy of Mercury is not quite done yet. Mercury is not out of his shadow until April 17th. So until then, we're still going to be focusing a lot on this energy. But let's go back to the beginning real quick when Mercury went retrograde. Remember, he was back on the 29th degree of Pisces. That's the last degree of the zodiac. And that is the bridge between the spiritual world and the material world. So Mercury was just about to cross that bridge and set something into motion in the material world. And then he said, uh-oh, I'm not quite clear on something. I need to go back and have another conversation with Neptune. So he went back, and the last week he's been really tight, cozied up there with Neptune, and he's going to continue with that energy for the next week. Right now, both of them are on the Sabian symbol and Easter promenade, which really speaks to this time of year. We are in the Easter season, and it's a time of rebirth and a time of ascension. So anyways, Mercury goes back, and he's having this conversation with Neptune now, because he needs to get clear about his dream. And Neptune represents our dream. Now, Mercury was carrying some kind of misinformation, and he realized that just before he was about to set something into motion. So now he's going back and he's getting clarity from Neptune. Now, Neptune is a planet that we don't necessarily think of as having clarity, but that's the old Neptune. This idea that Neptune, dissolves things and takes away our clarity of vision. While that can be true, Neptune also represents the spiritual world. He represents what is beyond this material plane, and he represents unconditional love and our emotions. So there's a lot of positive things about Neptune. And he's actually giving Mercury clarity about this. He's showing Mercury where there was limitations, where there was false beliefs. He's helping Mercury expand his imagination, and it's through imagination that our manifestation process happens. And most importantly, he's clearing away emotions. Mercury is not an energy that's real comfortable with emotions. Mercury is mental energy. And so that mental energy can hold a lot of our limitations, as well as avoiding emotions. But as I wrote about earlier in the week, we really need to get rid of those emotions because they're creating blocks to our manifestation, because they're creating walls around our heart. So those two are continuing to have that conversation for another week, and it's likely to still be an emotional time for the next week. And one day in particular is likely to be more emotional, and I'll talk about that as we get closer to that date. But it's important right now to let go of the past, because we are in this rebirthing process. We're creating the new self. And that Saturn-Pluto South Node conjunction is helping us see what we're really needing to let go of. What types of things are sabotaging us. And if we become open to that energy, which Mercury and Neptune are helping us do, become open, become more willing to see this energy and let it go, then your consciousness can really expand rapidly right now. But if you're feeling resistance to letting things go, or you're feeling resistance around something, that's telling you that you're still holding on to something, and the universe is guiding you to see that. Because no matter how small it seems, that little bit of attachment is preventing you from being free to be this new version of yourself and to really create that dream that you're desiring. There's a lot in the energy right now about focusing on yourself, your own needs, letting go of attachment to other people and what other people think about you. And April is going to be another intense month for that energy. We have an Aries new moon coming up, and then we have a second Libra full moon right after Mercury leaves his shadow period. So we're really getting clear too on our relationships and what relationships are good for us and what relationships aren't. But so over the next couple weeks until April 17th, it's time for you to continue to pinpoint this dream. Now, with Mercury going direct, all the planets are now in direct motion until April 10th when Jupiter goes retrograde. But as I said, it's not a time to go crazy trying to create something. Until April 17th, we're still working on what exactly that is. We're solidifying something in our mind. And we could look at it as another way. We're getting our mind and our heart on the same page. And that's what Mercury and Neptune are helping us do. Creating that unity within ourselves, within our consciousness. Tomorrow is the last of the 333 activations, the fourth activations we're having in the month of March. So again, expect the energy to possibly be a little bit intense, a little bit emotional. There are DNA changes going on. Many of you are accelerating rapidly into your light bodies. So rest, relax, detoxify, get out into nature if you can. So yeah, next month, still be a lot of this energy of creating our new self and more intense energy. But on the flip side, there's a lot of positivity in the energy. There's a lot of feeling of freedom in the energy. So love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.